Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and another yoga video where we're going to be combining some strength-based poses with some stretches to help recover after doing strength work. So if you saw my video last week, I introduced kind of this new concept that I'm going to be doing over the coming weeks. And today we are going to be focusing on the glutes. Last week was the abs and the core, so today we're going to mix it up and we're going to go to the glutes. So I have about 4 or 5 poses for you guys today to really work our backsides and get a nice strong core again, like what we did last week with the core. Our glutes are also another really important part of making sure that we have a nice solid foundation for our workouts or yoga practice or just daily life in general. So we're going to do that, follow it up with some stretches, and have a little workout together. So the only thing that you're going to need is your mat, so if you haven't already, roll that out, and then we are going to go ahead and start in a tabletop position. So as I've mentioned plenty of times in my other videos, just make sure that your knees are underneath your hips, wrists are right underneath the shoulders. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to bring the left knee in just a little bit, so it's a little bit more underneath us, so that way we have a little bit of a solid base as we lift up the right one. Foot is going to be flexed, and it's going to be almost like you're going to, put like a footprint on the ceiling. So you want to try to get your thigh parallel to the mat, bent at the knee, and then your foot is flexed so that way the bottom of the foot is facing the ceiling. And then we're just going to start off with some leg lifts. So we're going to do 10 on each side. So as we do this, try to activate your core and keep yourself into a neutral spine versus really lowering the stomach down and having this arch in the back. Try to really engage the core and bring it up. And then we'll go ahead and start lifting, so almost like we're going to touch the ceiling with our foot. So we'll go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Go ahead and bring the foot back down, knee comes to the mat. And then we'll just do that on the opposite side. So go ahead and bring the right knee in just a little bit so you have a nice strong base with your right knee. Left leg comes up, flex that foot, and then we'll start to pulse on this side as well for 10, 9, 8, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower back down. And then we'll remain in tabletop and do one more here. So again, we're going to move back over to this side, over onto the right side. So have your left knee as your nice solid base. Go ahead and extend the right leg out straight this time. So it's going straight back. Foot is flexed, so this time it's almost like you're going to put a footprint on the wall behind you. Activate that core. And then we're just going to bring the knee out towards the side and bend as we come out. So that's 1. Go ahead and straighten back out and then bring the knee in almost like you're going to touch the tricep on that side. That's 2. Inhale. And exhale as you bend. Inhale. And then 4. Go ahead and keep going here. 5, 6, 7, got 3 more, 8, 9, and 10. Go ahead and straighten out one more time, and then lower that knee down. And then we'll go to the opposite side. So right leg becomes our base, left foot's going to come out straight behind us. And then we'll take an inhale. On the exhale, we'll bring that knee out towards the side. And then come back, stretching out behind us. So go ahead and bend. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, bend. Try to touch that tricep. And exhale, 4. That's 5. 6, 7, keep going guys, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Do one more stretch behind you, inhale, and then exhale. Go ahead and bring that knee back down. Okay, so those are 2 moves that are really good to just kind of warm up the whole glute area and get it ready for more of a workout as we keep going here. So feel free to, as you start to get comfortable with that, do more and more until you can really start to feel the burn. 10 I feel like is a really good starting point, but if you get to where that feels a little comfortable, add maybe up to 15 or even 20 as you start to get really good at that. So we'll go ahead and come into our next one. So you have a couple of options. We're either going to be in plank, so wrist right underneath shoulders, legs stretched out behind you, or if you'd like to, you can actually come down to a forearm plank. Either one is fine for this. I think I'm going to try to start in plank and we'll see how I go. So go ahead and move your left foot in a little bit. Again, that's going to be our base as we lift the right foot up behind us. And then we're going to pulse just like we did before, but we're going to have a straight leg out. So go ahead and lift up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really feel that activation behind you in your rear. 1 more, 10. Go ahead and lower down. If you're in high plank and it's getting hard, you can go down to forearm plank. Right foot's going to be our base this time. Left foot comes out behind us, and we'll pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Try to get as high as you can. 2 more. 1. Go ahead and come down and drop the knees. And then come down to a child's pose for just a second if you would like. And then as you're ready, we're going to switch and come on to our backs. So you can go ahead and make your way all the way down to lying on your mat. And we're going to do a couple more together here. So the next couple ones are going to be in bridge pose. So what you want to do to get set up for bridge pose is make sure that you have a nice long spine, that you're laying nice and long onto your mat. Feet are going to come in towards the hips, and then place your hands off to the side and see if you can graze the back of your heels with your fingers. That's a good spot for bridge. That's going to tell you that your ankle is right underneath your knee, so you have a good base. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and take an inhale as you're laying down. And then on your exhale, we're going to push our feet into the mat and lift the hips up nice and big and tall. And then we're going to have this be our kind of starting point. And then we're going to come up and down and start pulsing for about 10, okay? So you have both of your feet nice and planted into the mat. Hands are out by your sides. And then we're just going to lower about halfway and then come back up, just really squeezing the glutes in. So we lower down and then push up nice and tall. Lower, and then come right back up. So go ahead and keep that up for 4, 5, 6, 7, really squeezing those glutes, feeling them working for you. 1 more, really push, and then go ahead and lower all the way back down, hips come down to the mat. Okay, so that is a good starting point for bridge with both feet down on the mat. We're going to up the ante just a little bit for the next one, and what we're going to do actually is go ahead and push ourselves back up to the starting point that we did for that last one. But then we're going to lift the right leg up. So again, you want to use the left foot as your base. So you might bring that in just a little bit, just so it's underneath you a little bit more. And then we're going to bring the knee up. And you can either leave your knee bent like so, or you can stretch it all the way up and kind of think about doing that footprint onto the ceiling like we did before. So either way is fine. And then we're going to do 10 pulses here. So you're thinking about lifting that leg up. So we'll go up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Really squeezing those glutes in, really activating them as you do this. One more, 10. Go ahead and lower all the way back down. And then just take a breather here. Make sure that your alignment is still good. Your spine is nice and long. Ankles right underneath the knees. And then we'll do that on the other side. So go ahead and take an inhale as you lay here first. And then on your exhale, we'll lift the hips up nice and tall back to our starting position. If you want to move the right foot in a little bit, you can. And then start to bring the left foot up. Either keep the knee bent or straighten it out so that your foot is going to be doing that stamping motion onto the ceiling. And then we'll start to pulse. So go ahead and start coming up. 7, 6, 5, 4. Really squeezing those glutes, activating the whole time. One more. And 1. Okay, go ahead and lower all the way down. Go ahead and bring your feet out to the edges of your mat and then let the knees knock into each other, kind of like you're in this A-frame position. And just take a breather. Start to let the body cool back down. You can place your hands on the tops of your thighs here and push a little bit. That's just going to help lengthen out that low back. And then we'll go ahead and move into a couple of stretches to stretch all that area out. So we just tightened it and kind of gave it a little bit of a workout. And we want to make sure that we lengthen it back out to prevent any soreness or really like a bunch of tightening that might happen if we were not to do some recovery afterwards. So go ahead and bring your knees in towards the chest. You can hug them if you'd like to. And then go ahead and take an inhale here. And then lower the knees off to the right side until they touch one on top of the other. And then you can take your left arm and stretch that out, reaching for the opposite direction. Starting to lengthen out our backside. Trying to slow the breath down. On your next inhale, we'll go ahead and come back up to the center and squeeze the legs in if you want. And then on the exhale, we'll go the opposite direction. So knees are going to fall off to the left side, resting one on top of the other, and right arm can come out, reaching for the opposite direction. So not only are we stretching out the glutes, what we just worked out, but we're also giving our back a little bit of a stretch as well. So recline twists are really good for getting kind of the whole spine and even the glutes. It's one of my favorites. Seeing if you can take a little bit of deeper inhales and exhales. Starting to lengthen them out. Ready to recover. On On your next inhale, go ahead and come back up to the center and give yourself one more big squeeze. And then we're going to come into happy baby. So you can leave your knees bent in towards the chest, but go ahead and separate them a little bit, so almost like they're going to start to come in towards the armpits instead of the chest. And then we're just going to bring our feet up towards the ceiling again, and then grab the feet from the outside with our fingers. And then once we have our grip, really pull the knees down in towards the armpits, having the knees out to the sides of our torso. You can always rock side to side. It's always kind of fun to do in happy baby. Again, we're just trying to stretch out what we just did. Prevent any soreness that might come. Recover from a workout. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and release the feet. Bring the heels down towards the hips. And then if you'd like to, you can always place your hands behind the knees on the backs of the thighs and start to rock up to a seated position. Go ahead and come to a seated position on your mat. Okay, guys, so that was a few moves to work out the glutes, work out the backside, maybe build up some of the muscles back there, but also spend a little bit of time at the end there to recover and stretch all that out. So I hope you found it challenging, but still fun at the same time. And if you have any questions or you have any thoughts about this video or even the last video, let me know down in the comments below, and I am happy to talk to you guys, and I would love to hear some of your ideas for maybe some future videos as well. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like. It really helps out with growth and letting me know what you guys like and don't like. And as always, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and a little notification bell will allow you to get any notifications whenever I post future videos just like this one. So again, I hope you found it helpful. I hope that you are doing well and that you are finding some of these videos to be helpful in your strength building and your workouts. And I will see you again next week with another video. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.